The LA Lakers versus the Golden State Warriors. I don't even know what the fuck to say. Again, YouTube, I'm not censoring myself this time. This episode, I will the next one, but not this one. Man, the effort, bro. They didn't show no effort. Nobody at all except for Steph Curry. Elimination game. It's a game 6. It's a game you gotta win. It's a must win. And you come out and you shit the bed, you lay an egg, you do nothing to try to preserve your season. You almost look as bad as the Phoenix Suns did the night before, who also lost by 20 points in an elimination game against the Denver Nuggets, who looks like the best team in the league right now. Let's just be completely honest. But just to show the champion, or to see the championship team, or a team that was the defending NBA champions, come out and not have effort. To see Klay Thompson play the way that he played, awful. To see Draymond Green play him the way that he played, kind of awful. To see the way that Steve Kerr just did not give a fuck. Let's be honest, man. And all year, some people were on the Steve Kerr need to step up, or Steve Kerr's not a good coach bandwagon. And then the other people were on the bandwagon. Well, no, Steve Kerr's a great coach. Get off Steve Kerr, the players, or whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, whatever the situation may be. Let's be honest, man. Like, he didn't give a fuck this whole year. And I'll tell you the main, let's say, the angle or the camera shot that I seen where Steve Kerr's sitting down on the bench in the fourth quarter of a game, and there's like 8 minutes to go, and he's sitting down in between the assistant coaches. Nobody's standing up. Nobody's trying to direct orders. Nobody's trying to pump life into a team that's about to end their season, which is showing that maybe they don't give a damn. Maybe they wanted to go home. Steph didn't. I could tell that Steph didn't. Steph was playing his ass off until there was one part in the fourth quarter where he just did not run back on defense, and he kind of felt it. And that's when you felt it as a fan watching. I'm not gonna too much get at Andrew Wiggins. I think Andrew Wiggins being hurt and still playing just showed to me a lot. It showed a lot that he was willing to still come out there and put his body on the line and play for his guys. That right there is commendable. That right there is something that you would hang your hat on. That's something that a guy that you maybe would still even want in your locker room the very next season. As for Jordan Poole, I don't care what none of you guys say. We could put whatever you want to put in my comment section. You could say that I'm being a crybaby. You could say I'm being hard on him, whatever. The pussyfooting of, or let's say not even pussyfoot. Let's say the spoiling, the babying, the coddling of Jordan Poole all season ever since the punch has been fucking ridiculous. That all you people are out here really just trying to, I don't know what the hell y'all trying to do for a grown-ass man that got punched. Oh, well. And the way that he played this season, or especially this postseason, if I was in the locker room, I probably would punch his ass too. Like, it's crazy that people are really doing this, because if you was to see a fight, and most of you guys were in high school or in middle school and seen fights and did nothing about it, and the comments that you had the next day was probably whoop-de-whoop got their ass beat. Now everybody's in comment sections and everybody got a YouTube page talking about, oh, it was awful what Draymond did, or Draymond should get this, or Draymond should be suspended. Dog, first of all, y'all don't even really know what happened to cause that situation. Number two, if it lingered, that's another situation, because that needs to be some on a grown man. Y'all could have a conversation 2 weeks later and be like, yo, let's go put on the gloves, bro. It's ways that situation could have been handled. Not saying that I don't know if it was or if it wasn't. I don't know if they actually had a boxing match, or I don't know what the hell happened between Draymond and Jordan Poole. It just seemed that at times they were on the same page, and then at times there was a disconnect. But the disconnect is a true thing. The disconnect between the young guard and the old guard is a real thing. And just to see the moping and the crying of grown men, I don't care if you're 18, 19, 20 to 23 years old. You're a grown man getting a grown man paycheck. Act like a grown man. Stop being out there crying because you're not getting minutes. Lonnie Walker didn't cry because he didn't get minutes for the Los Angeles Lakers. He came in there and lit y'all ass up for 15 in the fourth quarter on game 4. Grow up. or get traded the hell out of here. Like, no, we don't need no players like that, especially with Steph Curry almost in the twilight of his career. And I'm not even going to talk about Klay yet, but we going to get there. But with Steph Curry in the twilight of his career, you don't have time to be having guys that don't even believe in themselves, or guys that want to cry and guys that want to whine. JaMychal Green didn't whine. He didn't sit there and cry, and he wasn't getting big minutes like he was getting in Denver or like he was getting with the Clippers. He didn't bitch and cry and moan about it. Was he happy about it? Probably not. Was Moses Moody crying and bitching about it? No, he wasn't. And you see that he played in the damn Western Conference semifinals. In every game this series, he played and contributed and was hustling and being out there and just being a guy that did not make mistakes, being a guy that wasn't out there being selfish. Did he get cooked by LeBron? Hell yeah, he got cooked by LeBron. But that's on the coaching staff, because there's no fucking way in hell if I'm the coach that I'm going to have Moses Moody guarding LeBron James. It's not happening. So it was to me, I believe it was more of the coaching and the chemistry. And the chemistry was between the young guard and the old guard. The young guys want to play because they want to prove that whatever they are, or they see that their counterparts on other teams that they went to college with or that they played in the G League with are blowing up on other teams. So now they want to be that type of guy as well. It's all of that. It's all of the above. So you guys can say what you want, especially people that are not really Warrior fans, but you know they always got something to say. You can say what the hell you want to me. I don't care. Put it in the comment section. I'll probably laugh about it later on. Just right now, I'm kind of pissed at the effort that I've seen. Let's give all praise, all praises, all respect, all whatever you want to give to the Los Angeles Lakers, man. They came out there and they beat the Golden State Warriors. They beat their ass. They were the bigger team. They were the more aggressive team. They were the team that was going to the bucket on a consistent basis, especially once in game 1 and game 2, they figured out that their threes weren't falling. They were consistently getting to the bucket. They were consistently getting foul calls. I don't blame the referees for this series. Was it lopsided as hell? Yes, it was. It was lopsided as I don't know what. But at the end of the day, it still was on the Golden State Warriors to play defense in all season. Even go back on episodes of this podcast, on the full episodes. There was never a time where we were happy about the defense of this basketball team. And it showed in the playoffs. They went 7 games with the Sacramento Kings, and they probably should have lost in that series. But somehow they pulled it out and then got blasted by the Lakers. Should have won game 1. Even with a tired Steph Curry, but who came out to support? The question really is going to be going forward, who the fuck is Steph Curry's number 2? Consistently, who can be Steph Curry's consistent number 2? Because right now, there's not one person that you can be like, he's the number 2. It sure as hell ain't Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole's confidence wanes if he goes to the bench or if he's starting. It depends on what his mood is for the day. Maybe it's that Gemini shit, but what I don't know. I can't even answer it because I don't even do the little astrology signs like that. But I just see a lot of split personalities. Like sometimes he's fucking happy as hell, like you know what I mean, giddy and is everything, and then other days he's mopey. And it's like, well, what are we doing here, man? Like, you're a basketball player. You are a professional athlete. So you got to act like it. And a lot of us weren't really able to get put in that position. You were. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. Like, stop being a crybaby because things aren't going your way. It's life. Things never going to go your way. We seen it tonight. We lost. Am I mad about the loss? You're damn right. Was I pissed about it when it happened? I was way more furious than this when it happened. But I didn't calm down a bit because I see the bigger picture and I understand, like, hey, it's a game. But I see what I see and I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to speak on the decline of Klay Thompson. And let's be honest, man. And there's been conversations all season. Should Klay come off the bench? Should Klay come off the bench? The question now is not even... To me, it's not even a question anymore. Yes, Klay Thompson is now a role player. He is no longer a star. He is no longer a number 2 because he can never be consistent. He has never been consistent. Even his star years, he was never consistent. But somehow he always manages to score 20 for his total for the year. So the selfishness, the airheadedness sometimes of Klay, it kind of bothers me, but I still would ride with Klay. I still wouldn't want him to really get traded nowhere. I still would want him to be here, but his role as the starting 2 guard, that's done, man. The starting 3, That's done. Like, you got to come off the bench. You can't guard nobody. Can't keep anybody in front of him. He fouls on every play, or he gets mad and gives up if he turns the ball over. We've seen that so many times this season, where Klay Thompson has done something foolish and just throws the ball away and give up on the play while the other team runs it right down their throat. Jordan Poole, same thing. But Jordan Poole really don't give up on the play more than he just complains to the referee that he was fouled or why the call didn't happen. But too many different things. And I'll say this one thing about Draymond. I rocked with Draymond. I still kind of do, but sour taste after seeing the post game where, you know, they shake hands and everything after the game is over. I was kind of disgusted to see that big ass smile on his face while he was talking to LeBron and hugging LeBron. That touched me the wrong way. You feel me? Pause. But it was just ridiculous to see him smiling like that after you just got blasted by 20 and got sent home. That, to me, that cannot happen if you come back here next year. It's got to be all dogs, no friends during the season. It's no friends unless they're on your ball club team. Like, this notion of this guy just sitting here smiling and giggling with this guy while your team just got knocked out and nobody helped your star guy. Unacceptable. Just completely unacceptable. I don't know who's going to be back next year. It's going to be very interesting to see how the roster shapes up. Hell, it's going to be interesting to see, does Bob Myers even return? He's still working without a contract. So, well, not working without a contract. He still did not get a contract renewal for next season. So, will Draymond opt in? Will they make a big trade? Because I think it's time. I think Jordan Poole's time in the Bay Area is over. Excuse me. I haven't said that all season, and I haven't never really even believed that since we drafted him, because I knew the work ethic that he put in, just knowing how many times that key card was lit up during the pandemic. If you would watch like old school, or it's not even old school, it's still going, Let's Go Warriors during the pandemic, you would see that there was like 3 Warriors that was always in the gym, and that was Damian Lee, Juan Toscano Anderson, and Jordan Poole. They were always in the gym. And now, like, I'm not questioning his work, but I'm questioning this up here and his maturity level. That's what I question for Jordan Poole. And will it ever get to where it needs to be? It's frustrating, disappointing. At first I was angry, but not as angry anymore because I'm kind of over it. I'm just doing this just to get it all out, and I'm over it. I'm over it, done with it until October, because that's probably when the season starts. Yeah, man. Eliminated by the Lakers in 6 games. So now the Los Angeles Lakers will go on to face the Denver Nuggets on Tuesday, I believe, or is it Sunday? I think it's Sunday. Game 1. And, hey, Lakers, do your thing. But I hope Denver wins. I'm not going to even lie. I hope the Denver Nuggets win. I hope the Denver Nuggets beat their ass. Let Denver get their first championship, because they've been looking like the best team all year, even in the playoffs. And I hope that they're able to make it at least to the finals. No disrespect to the Lakers. I'm not doing this because the Warriors just lost to them, even though kind of feel refreshing if the Denver Nuggets did get that revenge for the Warriors, even though it's not really for them. But, you know, just to see the Denver Nuggets knock out the Warriors would probably knock out the Lakers would be a happy thing to see. But it's not even about that. It's just about seeing a team that hasn't won a championship get one, or Boston. But whatever. I'll say this too before we go. There's a commercial that has already kind of, let's say, set things up and into play on what's going to happen. And it's a commercial that involves Jamie Foxx. And I forgot who the other person was. It was somebody tall, but I forgot who the other person was. But they're already planning the Lakers versus Boston series. Like, it's already in the cards. So I seen it about a couple weeks ago, and I was like, look, they already trying to set this shit up. Because there's already a couple things back in the past, in the 90s and the early 2000s, where they had commercials that had already let you know what was going to happen in the damn finals, if you keep your eyes open and see it. So that's why a part of me is like, I'm not really that pissed off anymore because I already knew it. But it was just like, I just hope my guys could be able to just get it to a game 7, and then whatever happens, happens. They weren't able to do it. They had no energy. Steph Curry had 32 points in the game, and Dante DiVincenzo had 16. You know who else had double digits in this game 6 against the Los Angeles Lakers? Nobody else had double digits but Steph Curry and DiVincenzo. And I didn't even think DiVincenzo had a good game. I was like, where the hell is GP2? And why isn't GP2 back in this game? Never really came back in the game in the second half. I never even seen him in the second half. Draymond got the little, leg or thigh contusion. He did not return, but the game was already over by then. I thought maybe they can do one of the little comebacks like they did earlier this year where they were damn near down 18 with like 4 minutes to go and came back and won the game. They weren't able to do it. So it is what it is. They take the L. They will have a long summer to think about it. Joe Lacob has a long summer ahead of him, way more than anybody else, because he has to make these decisions. The owner has to make the decision. Does he want to keep his general manager? Does he want to keep his head coach? Do you want to keep your second best player on the team now? Because Draymond, love him or hate him, he's still your second best player on the fucking team. It's not Klay Thompson. It's not Jordan Poole. It's not even, and I love Andrew Wiggins, but it's not even really Wiggins because Wiggins not aggressive. He don't have that dog in him to really be the number 2. He could be a number 3, but I don't think he can be a number 2. And that's why I think he could also end up in some trade packages in the offseason. Do I expect some big moves to happen? I do this time around. This time around, I expect big moves to happen. And the reason I expect those big moves to happen was Steph Curry's press conference. So I'm not even going to get into what he said. Just you guys could go watch that on your own here on YouTube. But Steph Curry's press conference let me know that there's going to be some changes. And I believe that Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson will still be here next year. In what capacity? Have no clue. But I don't think that Jordan Poole will be here. I don't think that Andrew Wiggins will be here because he would probably have to be added into a trade package. But those are, and I don't really even expect Jonathan Kuminga to even be here. I expect moves to be made. Is it Dame Lillard? Probably not. That would be great, but probably not. Is it Bradley Beal? Probably not. It's probably nobody that we're thinking about. But I just hope that it's not stupid moves that's made over the offseason. I love Dante DiVincenzo. He worked for, let's say, a majority of the season, but towards the end, kind of fizzled out. It was, the magic was gone with Dante DiVincenzo. Just too much of the going to the basket and passing out for threes to me. It's too much. If you have a wide open damn layup, make the goddamn layup, man. Like, why are you throwing out for threes when you have a one-on-one and an open layup? Like, as soon as you get the right angle, you go to the basket, easy layup. It's a fast break. But a lot of times he goes to the basket and then he passes out of layups to a 3-point shot that goes out. So I don't really see him being here next year, or he might be. He might have played himself into another vet minimum contract the way that he played to end the season. So who knows? He might be back here next year. But I don't expect too many of those young guys to still be here. I expect a more veteran team next year. I expect a more built team as far as a team around Steph Curry and finding him a number 2, a consistent number 2, and finding you a big man. Because before I end this, I'm going to go back and say that I was right about something, because I said it, and I said it really at the trade deadline. I was pissed off at the trade deadline like a lot of Warrior fans was, because they did not go out there and get a big. And you seen that the moves that the Lakers made, it paid off. It's paying off right now as I speak. The Warriors did not make any move but getting GP2 back and trading out James Wiseman. What did you bring into a squad that was only, I think, a game under 500? You brought nothing in of value. Nothing in. But the Lakers, moves paid off. Yours, and you standing pat and just believing that your 35-year-old and 33-year-old and 32-year-old stars can still carry this team without having the proper pieces around them was foolish. I don't care. And I'm not even in this position to even speak on it too much, but from the outside looking in, it's foolish. But that's really all I got to say too much on it. Just gear up. and let's get ready for next year. That's all I can really say. Steph Curry for MVP next year. But as far as the season, I think the ratings is going to start going down now for the playoffs. They just had their highest ratings with the Warriors and Kings series, and then the Warriors and Lakers series. I don't think that they're going to reach those numbers for the rest of this season. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. It's game over. So, throughout the off season, I will be checking in periodically when the news breaks, or when, during the draft season and during the trade season. I will be popping up doing these little episodes here and there just to, keep the channel flowing. But I do have another channel that's about to get started called the Skinny Nerds channel that I'm going to be doing about cartoons and stuff while we're in the off season. Got to find that other side hustle and keep it going. So just look out for the Skinny Nerds channel. We'll keep that going as well. But for all you Warriors fans, and even you non-Warriors fans that's about to hate and say some crazy things in the comment sections, hey, you guys all have a great rest of your year. And I'll probably check back in with you guys in, June or July, man. Y'all have a good one, man. WarriorSince91, I'm out.